I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground.
Hi, and welcome back to The Conscious Day Trader. I'm Yanis, and today we're going to break another ICT 2022 mentorship. The trade today was on the pound dollar, as it always is. I always trade the pound dollar, and we're still running on green days from the first day of January. Current month, we're going to jump on to our results. Let's go on an overview first. This is TradeSync, and I've dropped in the description, you can find a link for 40% discount if you want to use this. In March, we're running roughly close to $8,000 for this month. We still got 4 days until we hit the end of March. Super happy with how my performance has been since the 2023, and we're going to hopefully continue that. Who knows? Can it be a whole year of green days? Wouldn't that be something special? Another thing that we're going to do today, we're going to take out money from my funded account. We're going to think about how much money I'm going to take out for this month, and I'm super happy with how it's progressing because we're 90% closer. We're 10% away from hitting the next milestone, which the fivers are going to give me a 200,000 account. It's crazy. And this account started with 100K. So pretty much, and from then on, it starts increasing a lot faster with a maximum of 4 million. So that is my target. I'm not going to hide. That is where I want to be. That's where I want to be trading, so I can increase my lot size and make a lot more money. As you can see, a lot of people ask me, why don't you trade bigger lot size? And the reason is because my account can't take it at the moment, and then we'll explain that in the fivers when we go over there. But let's jump onto the trade first. Like every time I show you my trades, we're going to jump onto the fivers. So this is my account. This is the current price now. This is what we traded on the long side. This says 630, and it includes Friday's trade. Friday's trade I closed early. I didn't want to wait over the weekend, and it was a good decision because I got out here when I was $161 up. I got into this fair value gap, pushed lower, and then gave me that retracement and continued down. If I had waited, I would have probably made my money and quite a bit of money, but I didn't want to wait over the weekend. And to be honest, I had a great time over the weekend, so I think that's something that I should do. Not worry about making $500 and hitting those 10K months, because that's eventually going to come as the account gets bigger and bigger, and I trade bigger lot size in the safe manner. That's going to give me that outcome. A lot of people, someone asked in the comments, why don't you trade other funded accounts? This was the prop firms. This was the first prop firm I found, and I really liked it because it gave me a lot of flexibility. And I've now built an account which I pretty much can do anything I want in terms of trading, holding over the weekend, trading news. This is the boot camp, obviously, and it's given me the freedom to trade like I want, whenever I want. And so I don't have to trade any other funding accounts. What I'm planning to do though is to use a copier, and I'm going to do it with my own funds. So I'm going to start building my own personal fund, which I'm going to use a copier called Social Trading Tools, I think. I used it. I did nearly blow one small account because I tried to trade it the same way that I trade the big account, but that's just a story for a different time. We recovered that account, so it's now back to a $2,000. So I'm going to add money into that. I'm going to copy it again when I've put 10,000 into it, so it can take heat when things go wrong, like this account can take. So then it's an actual copy of the account. The only downside is it's a black bull account. So when I enter on this, the spread is different than the black bull. So I'll probably lose about $100 overall in terms of the profits, but that is $400 extra on my daily account. So that is, hitting $900 to $1,000. That makes me super happy, and then slowly those accounts can get bigger and bigger, and we can aim for more. Let's see today's trade. So here we are, Monday. Today is the 27th of the 3rd, and we had 4 trades. 2 were repositioned, and these were the runners. And we're going to see that If we can have a quick look of my worst entry on 122352 and the best entry at 122208. I'm going to add these on TradingView so we can see how I traded that. So here we are on TradingView, and actually I traded this in the Asian session, even though I was focusing for the London session, just because I was expecting a long position being formed, or a long setup being formed in the London session. And as you can see, we had that. We had a Judas move, pushed down, and now it's pushing back up. And this is on the hour. But let's go, we're going to clear the chart and see exactly how we traded this and where I got in and how I managed it. If you like all this, make sure you follow me also on Instagram, theconscious.daytrader. I don't have a lot of followers. The people that have a lot of followers are fake. So make sure you follow the right one. And that is theconscious.daytrader with one E or R, not double E's or R's. Okay, so let's, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I know about 50% of the people that view this, these videos are not subscribed. So make sure you subscribe and like to this video. It makes me reach more people and show this information to, this information changed my life and potentially can help change other people's life. So let's jump onto the charts. We're going to right click and go remove all drawings. And now we've got our Asian session, which is in between the New York and the London kill zone, roughly in the middle there. And what we're going to see is we had that double top forming here, pushed down, pushed up, and then all the way up, came into this fair value gap, and then down, and now it's coming back up. That's a quick view on the hourly, but we're going to go straight on the daily, and we're going to form our previous daily high and previous daily low. Make sure if you have the Sunday and Saturday information in there that you're taking the previous daily high from Friday. So that's my previous daily high, and then we have another one, previous daily low. I do that as green. We're going to take the fib and do that all the way to the top, which is going to be our 50%, so we can identify the equilibrium of those two levels. And I add a horizontal line in between that, which is going to be my 50%. So there we go, 50% equilibrium. And that is pretty much done. So what we're going to, next, what we need to see as we are on the daily, what are the key areas that the price can be moving towards? And we discussed this on the previous videos, but let's have a quick recap. The pound dollar created this double top on here. This is the main and obvious area that in the last month we've been trading on. So we're going to drag the equilibrium here, and we're going to put this on the buy side liquidity. And what that means is that prices that have been shorting this move potentially been trading their stops, buy stops in here, so they don't lose all this profit. So that's the main area. And I'm potentially still biased. My bias is long on the pound dollar, even though we had the double top, just because it failed, even though it took out this sell side liquidity here. And we can see that there, that little pin there, and that is sell side liquidity. And then it pushed high, filled these fair value gaps, and now potentially can retrace to come back up to that top. Now this is, remember, is on the daily, so this can work out in a few weeks or a few days or a few months. We don't know that, and that's something that we need to take into account. The biggest thing is, as you can see, we have all these green candles and 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4 red candles. My question will be, is this going to be a red or a green candle? If it's going to be a green candle, it's going to be a continuation to the top of these highs here, all the way to the buy side liquidity. If it's going to be a red candle, it's probably retracing where? Into these fair value gaps here. If we use the magnet, we can pin from that wick to that wick. It got retested once, but it hasn't filled the whole fair value gap. So let's go and put that as a fair value gap on the daily. So there we have it. That's a big target. Another target that's obvious, and you're probably seeing it, hopefully you are seeing it, is below this move here. We've created another fair value gap on the daily. So that is another area where the market, if it breaks the previous daily low, can go and target. So if you're bias short, that could be a potential target, long, big target. If you're long, the top side of these highs is your target and the previous daily high. Now, let's see what the price did and it's currently doing. Let's go down to the 15 minutes. And I traded this early in the morning. If I change this to my time, so I'm going to go to Singapore, which is +8. So we're currently 420. So that I started looking at this in the morning. I saw a double top on here. Now, this was my process. And for the ICT people, yes, I enter the trades with ICT fair value gaps and I place my daily highs, daily lows, and I've put my equilibrium in and I look at discounted areas, I look at premium areas. However, I have started to create my own way of trading, and especially on my risk management, I trade my own way. And this is a good point for everyone. I know ICT says, look, if you don't know anything, just follow this step by step and it will give you a performance, and it will do that, but it will have some losses. As you can see, I have all green days since January, is because I'm adapting that ICT that I've learned into my psychology, into my behavior, into my lifestyle, we're living in Bali, so my time zone, and I see what works for me and what doesn't. I remove things, add things, and that's what makes me the Yanis trader or the conscious day trader. And this is a key point on how you need to develop what makes you your way of trading. You can take things from me, you can take things from ICT, you can take things from other people and bring it into your trading and create your own way of trading. So this is what we had. Let's go on replay. I was looking this in roughly 10 o'clock, roughly here. This is when I start seeing this evolving, and we had this push up to equilibrium. Now, just by looking this move, you can tell that this has retraced to 50% of a fib retracement for sure. Now, let's see if it has retraced to the 60. It's retraced to the 60. Let's say to the pip, it's like just a few pips off. Now, if you're short, this is an indication that for continuation down. Now let's bring two philosophies here to that trade. One is you've got the fib, which is actually the 61 there. If we see where the 61 is looking, it's not far off this fair value gap here, from that wick to that wick. So let's add it in so you can see it. From that wick to that wick, we've got that fair value gap that's got filled. Okay, it pushed a bit higher, and that's the 61.8. And then it pushed back down. Let's see what it did after a few 15 minutes. And created a double top at the 61.8, which is the area of equilibrium. So what a lot of people might say, okay, we're trading equilibrium, so why not wait for a previous daily high break or a previous daily low break to trade? You can do that, and that will definitely be a safer way of trading. However, I've seen moves like this when there's been a sell-off on the pound dollar, and as we can see in the London kill zone, we had a 77 pip move. That is quite a substantial move. As you can see here, this move retraced all the way up. If we go back, we can see smaller moves here. Let's go on another big one. It's got 48, 54, 54, 42, 50. We have to go quite far back, 80. So this move here is another substantial move. So we know that there's going to be a retracement. On this move here, there's been a retracement of 40 pips. That extreme move retraced. So let's go on to our current price, and we had that huge move, so we were waiting for a retracement. If we look at that move from the top here, the bottom here to equilibrium, it's 50 pip move. So, and it's on the long. So we were looking for a bounce back on the pound. So I was biased long, And the reason I was biased long, if we look on the daily, as we discussed, I have been biased long because I believe that the price eventually is going to come above this buy side liquidity here. Does it mean that it's going to happen? Well, obviously, this is what we're hoping for, but it would need to break past these fair value gaps here and have a substantial break to the upper side to test these areas here. If it doesn't do this, it's going to come down to fill the fair value gaps, down to this and down to this area, which is the sell side liquidity, and eventually down to this fair value gap here. This is on the daily. Now, both these things can happen with time, and they will happen. But the question is, what's going to happen first? Is the price going to go up here to buy the buy side liquidity and then crash down? Or is it going to make its way down to test the liquidity, fill these fair value gaps down to this fair value gap? Or is it going to come take previous daily high and come up? All these possibilities with today's trading. But in reality, let's see how far away this is. From this low here to the top here is 249 pips. So it's quite far away. So that will be done in a few days' time. So it would be a target for the week. What about the downside? From this low here, this is definitely possible. The fair value gap there. This is definitely possible, but in a few days' time. And you start painting the picture. So if we're seeing a confirmation or to the upper side, that target might be unrealistic, but the previous daily high is more realistic because it's around 100 pips. And the pound dollar will do 100 pips in the daily range. So that will give me a sort of an understanding of where we are. We had this move and pushed down and took out sell side liquidity, pushed up, took out buy side liquidity above this area, came back, filled fair value gap, pushed all the way to equilibrium, and that's where we were. So if we go on the replay, and let's enter our trades. And here we are. We've put the worst entry and the best entry. As you can see, these are how far apart? They're about 14 pips apart. So not too far apart. I was convinced that this is going to be pushing higher. I did have an equal high here when I was re-entering into my trade. And I did have a plan for my third sort of area where I would reposition would be a lot lower to the previous lows here. So this was my arena. I wanted to see this price after my worst entry. I know I've not put the replay. We're seeing the live trade here. But what happened is let's take it out actually. I saw on... This is what my entry looked like. We had the push down that we had. We came back, found equilibrium on a strong push upwards. And we filled this area and then came down and we had this fair value gap that gave me the entry to the long side because I was biased long as we discussed. Okay, I didn't get the look at that one there. I had a bit of a slippage. Let's see how much. We need a measuring tool. And I have 1.7 pips, so that's normal. And I was expecting the price to go up, and it continued to come a little bit down, give me a little bit of profit. So up to this point here, I was up just $10, and that came down. And then it came down all the way down here, which gave me my my second position for reposition. Why did I enter there? Because we saw the wick, this low here taken out. I had sell side liquidity below that area here. Remember, my conviction is that the price is going up, and I wanted to be part of this move. So my strong conviction is that we're going to at least come back to this area here, which is a fair value gap on the top side. And if we put a fib, I am sure that that is around the 76.4. So let's add, this is on the 15 minute. Let's add the fair value gap. And let's check actually. Let's put the Fibonacci level on. That is spot on, right in the middle of that fair value gap is the 76.4. So that was an area. The minimum target for me was a retest on the 61.8, which would be buy side liquidity above this area here. So that was an area of interest for me. And then I'm going to change that into buy side liquidity. And there we have it. So I got triggered there firstly. If we go back onto, let's see if we can see the entry. As we discussed, I got in this area here for my first entry, came down and gave me a second fill. Here, that was my best entry, and now I was waiting for that to take out these entries, and I took my trade, closed my trades above these highs here, which is a bit annoying because if I had waited, that has gone even higher, but I would have to wait for the price to come all the way down here, and from being $400 up, that would have been coming down to be in just $20 up. So, okay, yeah, it wasn't the year. I didn't wait through this. As you can see, the price did a really good retracement, and now it's gone back up to that area. Look at that delivery. I mean, this is live now data, I think. Let's take the replay out. Yeah, live data. Right in to the 76.4. And that would have been a delivery of 44 pips. Look at that. And now it's going to wick down as we look at that analysis. So as you can see, I've talked you through there how I look at the chart, how I break down bias, and how I sort of look at targets, a mix of ICT, Fibonacci, which I've also learned a lot from the Scruffy Trader. You should go and follow him. He is I would say, the best trader I've ever come across in explaining how to trade the Fibonacci. As well as a book which is called The Rough Guide. Very, very cool book. It talks about how you can trade the Fibonacci from a 23 all the way to the 50. I combine that with my ICT knowledge, especially on the 22 mentorship, and that was what we got. So let's jump on to Trader Sync. This was the result from today. Only 4 trades. Last week 23. That's so good. 4, 5, 6, 8. Yes, we didn't have a great day on that, but it's still a green day. We had $161, and we still got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to go into that. But what I want to do now is I'm going to be taking some money out of my fibers. Okay, so here we are on the fibers. As you can see, I am now 90% completed the next milestone, which they're going to give me a 200,000 account in 10%. So we've got current profits of 7,886. We're targeting 8,750. But what I want to show you is something exciting. I'm sure this motivates everyone, so we're going to do it together. Account overview, and this is the withdrawal button. So we're going to withdraw some cash out. And you can click on that, and as you can see, payout requests. These are the net profits that I've got available to take out. I'm going to submit a payout, and I'm going to take 6,000 out of that to pay me for this month, and I'm going to let everything else into the account to build the security and slowly build the account safer and bigger. I'm just coming. 6,000 payout, 13,000. Minimum, maximum 7 days for some withdrawal. All right, so as you can see, it's got dark, and you're wondering what just happened. Why has it got dark? But I'm always going to be transparent with you guys, and I use the fibers. I was planning to film a withdrawal of 6,000 of my account. As you can see, when I click on withdrawal, I've got available for payout nearly $14,000, and I clicked and I got an error. So I was trying to withdraw $6,000 for this month and keep the money in so I can build the account bigger and bigger for safety reasons. And I contacted them. To be fair, they're very quick to respond, and they said they're aware of this issue. The developers are going to be on it, and they're going to be, I'll be able to withdraw my money tomorrow. So I was chatting to one of the support, and they're really nice. I would like to know if this is a one-off event. As you know, I trade every day, and this is my full-time income. So I need a prop firm to be really solid to be able to withdraw my money when I want it. So I just sent them a message to see what was happening. This has never happened to me. I'm really fond of Fiverrs. I like everything about them in terms of the boot camp and how they allowed me to have this access to their account. But this is the first time I experienced something that wasn't working. So I wanted to share it with you. Obviously, that doesn't mean that it might be the one time that I tried to record withdrawing money that had some issues, and obviously that happens with every company. So I'll let you know how quickly this gets solved and so on, because I think it's, when you're trying to become a day trader and make this your living, you need to have solid companies that are supporting that philosophy, and Fiverrs have been that for me. So I'm never going to say something negative until it's proven otherwise. And I know, like the Scruffy trader, for instance, who he takes money out. He takes money out every month and has never had any issues. It's such unlucky that I've decided to do this video the day that the withdrawal, they're having an error. So as you can see, I'm 90%. The reason I want to withdraw today is because I'm very close to hitting the next target, which they will provide me with 200,000. So I wanted to take some cash out before it says you have to wait 14 days before you can withdraw money. So that was the reason I wanted to do it today, and also to show you the process and motivate you that this is real money coming out, and this is how you can make a living trading prop firms. So let's go back on. Unfortunately, you're not going to get that today. I was hoping that you're going to get it today, but it looks like we're going to do it when it's resolved, hopefully tomorrow. And as you can see, the graph, well, you're not going to see because I'm on this camera, but the graph is looking, the profits are going really well, really high. We're at 7,886 profit, and the next target is 8,750. So really close. And I will stay tuned to show you the withdrawal process. And last time we did it, it was so quick. I just clicked a button, said confirmation of withdrawal, then I would go on my deal account, and the money, I could just literally one button into my account, and it was super easy. So I'm sure this is going to go back to being easy. That is why, I think personally, from in terms of relying on other companies and prop firms to provide you that income, that's the only benefit that you get from trading your own accounts. Your profit is already into your account and you can withdraw it with any moment. But with solid companies like the Fiverrs and other companies out there, you don't have issues normally. This is a one-off. It's just unlucky. So I hope you enjoyed the video today and you learned a lot. I know I always get questions about repositioning. I think I've shared quite a bit now. I know a lot of people are starting to get it from what I'm sharing. Yes, I'm not explicit in terms of going in detail on every single thing that I do about repositioning, but you can get an understanding of what I'm pretty much doing, which is, in a nutshell, I can reposition bad trades by just closing them either for a little bit of a loss or in small profit, like paying the tuition fee if you want to get in, the broker fee, which is like $4. Anything above $4, I close it, and then I've got a clean position that I can re-enter in another price. And I do that multiple times. I've managed to do it a lot less this week, so I'm super proud of that. My entries are better, my patience is better, and we're getting better and better results. So there you have it. We had a little bit of a pound dollar. We had a little bit of showing the process. We had an interesting trade today, which was started in the Asian market, followed through in the London kill zone. And we did trade it really well. I was super happy. No stress at all in terms of trading. And that's something that you should try and incorporate. Stress is something that you don't want in your life, and day trading is already stressful. Try and find a process that becomes less and less stressful, and it becomes like a habitual. You're coming in and you're doing your thing, getting paid, and done for the day. That's the best thing you can do, especially when you can enjoying the life elsewhere, like in Bali. And I know people are asking about lifestyle videos, show about Bali, show about what you do in Bali, and potential projects that we're doing, like buying land and building, some property. So that might be interesting for people. That will all come in the future. And depending on how many people like it, then we'll incorporate it. I know people love these videos, so these will always stay. And there you have it. I hope you had a good afternoon or morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'll catch you tomorrow for another video. And this has been, as always, the Conscious Day Trader, trading ICT concepts from the 2022 mentorship, with a combination of other traders that you all already know, like the Scruffy Trader, and my history of trading my own accounts from 2.5 years and learning from failures and achievements, as you can see here. Phoenix is hungry, so I'm going to go and feed him. So I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a good one.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off.